Hey everybody, John here with another video for you. Today we're going to be talking about 5 baits for the dog days of summer. It's hot outside. Frankly, it sucks. It's been over 100 degrees here for what feels like forever. And you know, even though we get all miserable, it does affect the fish too. So these are going to be 5 baits that I think you should have tied on that'll help you be productive during these extended periods of time where it's really hot outside. Also, stay tuned to the end because I've got a little giveaway as we're approaching 100 subscribers on this channel. So stay tuned for that.
Number 5.
Okay, so we're starting out with number 5. Now, I am doing these in order for my preference, but let me just say this. I always have a Texas rig tied on, and I always have a jig tied on. Now, the jig's going to be on the list later down the list. Hopefully, you guys have seen my jig series. You know, I talk about summer fishing and the things I like to do. But for number 5, we're going with a little bait. And I like little baits in the summer because frankly, they'll catch fish. This is a Robo Worm. This is the 4 1/4 inch Robo Worm. This is Margarita Mutilator. Number 3, it's got a little red flake that maybe you can pick up in the video there. This thing on a drop shot rig during the summer, you can fish it shallow, you can fish it deep, you can fish it with a bigger worm. This is a bigger Robo Worm. Same idea, just a bigger version. This is a 7-inch version or a 6-inch version. Again, there's a lot of variety with these things that you can fish. I like fishing them on the drop shot. I like fishing them in that deeper water, but you can cast them right up next to the docks too. You know, anywhere where there's shade and cover, whether it be rock piles, whether it be, you know, deep structure or those docks and stuff, fish will hold on that. And the drop shot, it's the last bait for me. It's the rough day. It's the, man, they're not biting anything. I'm going to pick up the drop shot and they will chew it.
Number 4.
All right, number 4 on the list is another finesse approach, another one of those baits that is the end of the day. You haven't gotten a bite yet, and you're really struggling. You're trying to figure out what to do. I know a lot of people, this is going to be one of their go-to baits. They're going to start the day with this. But for me, I don't really like using it till the end of the day, but it's a Cinco. You can wacky rig it, which is where you run the hook through the middle like this. You can Texas rig it, where you run it through, skin hook it back where it's nice and weedless. You know, Cinco's catch fish. We all know Cinco's catch fish. For me, I will throw them during certain times of year as a primary bait. They will be tied on. During the summer, if I know I'm going to be fishing docks and stuff like that, it'll be tied up and ready to go. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to start with it, but this is a bait that will catch fish during the worst parts of the summer. You may have to give it a while to sink into some of those really rough places, but around docks and around brush and cover, these will catch fish for you. So number 4 is the Cinco.
Number 3.
All right, we're moving on through the list now. We're down to number 3. Now, number 3 to me is something I love to fish, and I'm going to have it tied on every single trip like I talked about earlier, and it's a jig. Okay, I love jig fishing. This is an Arky head jig. Super good bait during the summer. It'll come through wood. It'll go over the rock piles. You can fish it deep. You can fish it shallow. This is a Strike King one. It's got those rattles on it. I don't know if you can hear that or not. That will draw in fish when that water gets a little murky, maybe from boat traffic or whatnot. But the jig is a great bait year-round. I've said that many times. It's really good in the summer because you can fish it deep. You can fish it around docks where that casts big shadows on the water. You can flip it right next to weed edges or in some thicker cover if you can get it in there, and it will flat out produce fish for you. So number 3 on our list today, the jig.
Number 2.
All right, continuing on with our list, the number 2 bait that I will have tied up every trip out during the summer is a punch setup, right? So we've got a heavyweight bobber stopper, punch skirt, some sort of flipping bait on the bottom. This is a Reaction Innovations beaver. I've got a trocar hook on there with the keeper on it to keep that bait and everything in place. This bait, when you flip it into that heavy cover, it'll get into anything. It'll go through thick milfoil, it'll go through hydrilla, it'll get down there under the canopy where those fish are living. It just is a flat out great bait. To get a bite on those things is vicious. It is undescribable, almost as good as our number 1 bait. When they hit it, you know, immediate great tension on the line and you're fighting to pull that fish out of the slop. but it is definitely a go-to, must-have tied-up bait for the summer.
Number 1.
All right, time for the number 1 baits. It's no surprise, it's going to be topwater. We all know topwater was going to be on this list. It's summertime, right? So whether or not you're going out there, you're going to throw a giant topwater like the Lunker Punker by Black Dog, or maybe you're going to go all day fishing. You're going to have frogs tied up, whether it's a spitting frog like this one with that cupped mouth, or a regular frog with the regular head. Topwater baits are exciting. The bites are dynamic. You get to see the fish flying out of the water. Whether they get it or not, we still get excited by it. You get jacked up, especially on the misses. Something new like the Whopper Plopper, right? Great new baits. By the way, they just came out with a new size of this called the 110. This one's the 130. The smaller ones are the 90s, and then the new one that they're just coming out with is the 110, and apparently people are crushing it on them. It's that in-between size. It really mimics the bait fish certain times of the year really well. I like to throw a buzz bait. This is a double buzz by D&M Custom Baits. Makes a lot of racket. Great early morning bait. Makes a lot of noise, especially in low light. Really draws those fish in. But topwater baits, they're something you have to have tied on this time of year, especially if you're doing those half-day trips. I do those occasionally. I get out super early, and I'm going to be off the water by noon or maybe 1 o'clock because it just gets too damn miserable out there to be on the water all day. So that's our number 1 bait. All right, guys. I hope you've been enjoying my videos. I've been working really hard to get you some good quality content. I've seen my subscribers go up a little bit, and I definitely appreciate that. As we approach that kind of pivotal 100 subscriber mark, which I know is not very many compared to a lot of other folks out there, which it still excites me, and I appreciate everybody's support, I decided to do a little something back for the YouTube community. So I'm going to do a little giveaway. So like, share, get this video out there, get any of my videos out there, and let's get that subscriber number up to 100. As soon as we hit 100, I'm going to give away a Black Dog Lunker Punker. This is the G2, the injected. I forget what color they call this, but if you can see it, it's that reddish color, that crawl color. Works really good. Lots of places use it here in Northern California. I'm sure it'll work great on your home water as well. It's a walking bait if you're not familiar with it. There's a lot of great videos out there on the Lunker Punker. Go look it up. It's pretty amazing bait, and it catches some really big fish. So we're going to do that giveaway once we hit that 100 subscriber mark. So share with your friends, family, loved ones, all that good stuff. Get the channel out there so we can get the numbers up. And then I'll give you more details on the giveaway and how it's going to go as soon as we get up there. So I appreciate everybody's views. I appreciate the support you're giving me. Always hit me up in the comments section if you like the video, if you got some more ideas on things we should do. And we'll see you in the next video.